Good afternoon, Saitlanders. How are you? We trust that you're well. And I, as usual, can't look in a mirror and... Sorry. The mirror image is too challenging for my little brain. You know, I don't know. Okay, let's just cut to the chase so that I don't waste your time. In News 24, an article by one Marlies Barnard with the headline or the title AK-47's dalk afgelaai van Russiese vrachtskip. And there's a photograph of this ship. You remember it was in the harbour a couple of weeks ago. A photograph of this ship, the Lady R, berthed in Simonstown. Now it's important to remember that Simonstown is a naval base. It's not a commercial harbour or port. And it was there for 3 nights, and there was lots of speculation about what it was doing there. And beneath this photograph, vraghouers, sea containers, or containers, is vroeër van dese maand oor 3 nagte in die nanag, in the late night, van die Russiese vrachtskip Lady R verwyder, terwyl dit by die Simonstad vlootbasis geanker was. Right. So we've got the title, we've got the byline to the, if that's the right word, to the photograph, and then we have a quotation at the top of the article from Cobus Maree, the DA Shadow Minister of Defence, which reads: Indien daar niks is om weg te steek nie, hoekom al die geheimsinnigheid? En hoekom word navraag van die een na die ander verwys? The gist of the story is that this author appears to have learned from Cobus Maree that it may be that the sea containers, of which there are allegedly only 7, contained AK-47s. Now, I'm old enough to remember Flinkdink. And I like general knowledge. So as a kid, I didn't understand much of what was being said, but I was starting to learn Afrikaans at school, and I knew enough words to be fascinated by Flinkdink on Sunday nights with Edwil van Aarde. And I said to somebody earlier today, or to some people, there are more questions here than on an average Sunday night Flinkdink with Edwil van Aarde. The first question is, how does it take, I beg your pardon, 3 nights to offload 7 sea containers? And I put it to you that it may, just may be the case. Oh, by the way, the trucks carrying the sea containers, this is classic, were followed all the way to Naboomspruit. Where they were offloaded at the ammunition depot. Can you imagine all of that secrecy shrouding that whole event? 3 days and 3 nights of a Russian cargo ship berthed at the quay at Simonstown Naval Base. And then You drive off, you put the sea containers on the backs of lorries and you drive. Brrr, and some guy waiting outside the gate, cigarette hanging from his mouth for 3 or 4 days, sees the trucks come out and follows them for 1,000 kilometers from Cape Town to Limpopo. It's too much for your mind, man. It's too much for your mind. Oh, dear me. These oaks are playing bender is the Afrikaans expression. They're playing cowboys and crooks. They're playing spy versus spy. They haven't a clue what they're doing. Not that I'm the expert, but I put it to you that if I was one half of the collaboration between two sovereign entities to keep something like this secret, I could have done a better job than that. So, they went to the 5 Recce base. 5 Special Forces Regiment. Palaborwa. Apparently this base in Naboomspruit, that is to do with 5 Special Forces Regiment. Or, the rumor is that it has been taken to this ammunition depot, South African Defence Force, National Defence Force ammunition depot, in Naboomspruit, to serve the Recces at Palaborwa. And that it's full of AK-47s. Now, I don't know. I don't know about you, but I know about me. You know? Okay, so let's say they were 40 foot. Sea containers come in 2 sizes, 20 foot and 40 foot. And you can convert those sizes to meters. It's as near as, damn it, 6 meters and 12 meters, but they are measured in feet. Precisely 20 foot and precisely 40 foot, not precisely 6 meters and precisely 12 meters, but as near as, damn it. How many AK-47s could you fit in 12? We're giving the benefit of the doubt here. In 7 40-foot sea containers. I suppose it all depends upon how they're packed. But we've all watched the movies. We know how they come packed in those wooden crates with like maybe 5 in a crate. I suppose they provided rounds. I don't know. 1,000 in a container? Maybe not 1,000, maybe 300 plus rounds. These are just speculative numbers. I have no idea. I do not know better than you, I assure you. So, 5 Recce was short of 1,500 rifles. No, 3 times 7 is 2,100 rifles. Really? Five Recce was short of. Now, I'm not naive. I understand that when you do these things, that's why you have army surplus stores, army surplus shops all over the world. When I was in Germany last for Mr. Miller, I took warm clothes, and I have been in the cold before, even as a kid, like real cold, minus 30 cold, extreme cold. But somehow I messed it up, and I was cold. So I stumbled across actually a German Army Navy surplus shop, and I bought 2 jerseys for cheap. So we understand when armies procure, they procure extra for various reasons, good reasons. That's why they all do it that way. But they were short of 2,000 rifles. The other thing, of course, that you can't help wondering about is, did they really provide ammunition? Or is Simon Roche just trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, as he always does, because it's a sound tactic when attacking people? Give them the benefit of the doubt. Don't overplay your hand. But Pretoria metal pressings, which is world famous, in all of the tours that Mr. Miller has instructed me to conduct on behalf of Suidlanders. On every tour, sooner or later you will meet some American or some European who says something good about PMP and ammunition. They couldn't make. I know it's a Russian caliber. Everybody knows that. But they can't make the dies in South Africa to produce Russian caliber ammunition. They can do anything else, but they can't read the Russian numbers. Because if the special forces are ordering millions of rounds, surely it's worth the while, I should have thought. Okay, but maybe not. The other thing, of course, if you know anything about ships, is that they are very costly to run. $100,000 a day is not an exceptional number. That is a large vessel, the Lady R. What? Let's see. Russian vessel Lady R gross tonnage. She's 122 meters long, so well longer than a rugby field. And her carrying capacity is 7,260 tons. It's a proper vessel. Here it says gross tonnage is 7260, dead weight is 7630. Okay, there are contradictions here, but it's a big vessel. Costing, let's say, $50,000 a day to run. And she idled in port hawsered to the bollards for 3 days, or 3 nights, I should say, 4 days, for 7 40-foot containers at $50,000 a day or $70,000 a day. There are too many questions. Which brings me to a point. And the point is this. Without engaging too severely in conspiracy theory, without getting too carried away, without seeing a red under every bed, I put it to you that if the Lady R, in fact, offloaded far more than merely 7 sea containers over 3 nights, and if the South African government has bought, let's say, 30 times that amount of material. I mean, realistically, 200 sea containers is what you would offload in 3 nights. Call it 100. Hey, call it 50. 50 sea containers worth of Russian war material. And I'll leave you with the thought, ladies and gentlemen, that that is troubling. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe. And if you're one of those people who has a heart to support Suidlanders in the work that we do, please visit suidlanders.org, not .co.za, .org. Scroll to the bottom of the page, of the home page when you enter, and you will see there a number of opportunities to, number of vectors, payment vectors, to sponsor us, to subsidize us, to help us financially in our work. We appreciate it very much, and we need it very much. By the way, thank you, Dr. Greg, for your donation, and thank you, Nicholas R., for your donation. All right then. Goodbye, and God bless all of you.